Kind of describe the condition that was going on with your eye disease?
It's not a disease.
Then I was misled. Well, good. Then this is why we need to hear about it.
Oh, for 10 years I've been battling, you know. It's just a tough situation every day waking up.
Well, what has been going on with your eye?
It's fading. I have blurry vision, like millions of people across the country in terms of needing corrective lenses to see sharper. I just had a situation where you get used to what it looks like and you adjust. And then somebody asks you, have you ever thought about contact lenses? And I'm like, no. So maybe you should try them. I'm like, all right. And I try them and they work. So that's pretty much what it is.
Is it like night and day? I mean, is it just a little bit better?
I bet you anybody goes to the optometrist.
Yep.
Is that the correct word? What's the difference between an optometrist and an ophthalmologist? Anybody know?
I have no idea.
Somebody find that answer for me?
Couple letters.
Yeah,
a couple letters. Yeah, that
couple letters.
Good insight from Sam Amick there.
When you go have that experience and you see what the world's like with 20/20 vision, it's pretty crazy. But I loved the assumption or the joke that I was technically blind before I took contact. So that's phenomenal.
Do you have any idea what your vision was?
Yeah, but that's for me.
What's the most striking difference about what you can see now versus what you can see before the lens? No, really. I mean, like, what's the degree of difference?
I'm trying not to laugh. It's just clear and sharper, like a camera lens when you put it in focus. Sometimes when it's like just a degree off, you can still see what the image is, but it's not as sharp. Depth perception, all that type of stuff, but yeah.
In other words,
always see the basket.
It's unbelievable, right? Breaking news.
Steph, in other words, just a very subtle thing.
Yeah, I still need the mirror though. I'm not that advanced yet.
So in other words, it's just a very subtle thing for you.
Yeah, it's noticeable, but it's if I played without him, it wouldn't be as good, but I'd be all right. I'd be able to see my teammates and be able to throw them the ball. You know, play basketball.
Just to keep this going, that means you can see into the future about what's going to happen with the Warriors.
Oh, that's good. Brandon's got jokes.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Does this adjust your season goals in terms of percentages?
Yeah, maybe next year I'll think about it. It's pretty funny though.
Was the squinting that people would notice every once in a while, like was that a direct, was that what was happening?
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
Again, it's an adjustment to over time, my eyesight getting worse. But like I said, you still can go out and function and do what you need to do. It's just not as clear. But it was more so just a lack of awareness of what clear was. Like my normal was my normal, and I didn't think about anything that could be different. So it just took me a while to get there.
Given your history with LeBron, how strange is it to see one of his teams out of the playoffs and him sitting the rest of the season?
I mean, it's different, but was it 9 straight finals he went to? 8?
2011.
So 8, right? Yeah, it's just, I'm sure it's a different experience for him, for better, for worse, and obviously the rest of the league continues to go. A lot of talent, a lot of great storylines, people chasing championships, but he's had an amazing run, and pretty sure he'll be able to reset for next year and regroup, but it's just different.
How do you think Luke's handled everything this season with the Lakers?
I mean, I haven't talked to him. as much, but just from a distance and watching all the injuries they've had, and you know, the expectations coming in with obviously LeBron James joining your team, it goes through the roof. But everything's a process. Like, this league is tough, man. It's hard to win basketball games no matter who you have on your team. And I think the way that he's, you know, kept his presence on the sidelines from when I watch the games and watch, you know, his body language on the side. The way that, you know, they might not be winning games right now, but the team is playing hard. I'm sure they appreciate, you know, his consistency. So honestly, wish the best for him in terms of, you know, the future, because who knows what will happen. But he's a great coach, and anybody would be lucky to have, you know, him as, you know, leading your team.
What do you think he did to win you guys over when he was with you guys, and also the interim tag?
This was authentic. He didn't try to put on just because he was wearing a suit and tie, you know, with the title of you know, whatever it is, interim head coach while coach is out or whatever. Like, he was himself. He's a player. He rubbed elbows and shoulders with a lot of guys that are still in the league, and has been around the game for a long time. So there's nothing like pretentious about, you know, I'm just a switch up. I'm a head coach now, so I got to talk a certain way, handle myself a certain way. He was himself, and we appreciated that. He'd come in to shoot around with an Oakland A's hat, literally every day, t-shirt, sweatpants, but he knew what he was talking about, and he did his homework. So that was our experience. And had it been anything different, I'm sure we probably would have, you know, rolled our eyes a little bit, like, oh, he's drinking the head coaching Kool-Aid, but he was just himself.
Last question. What's your perspective on the head coaching life? Like, you've seen Nelly, you've seen so many guys down the line, and Luke got his first taste of it, and players, as they get on the back end of their careers, end up chewing on that idea of, like, would that ever be for me? Like, how do you see just that experience within the league?
There's a lot of different ways to go about it. You know, guys ending their careers, guys starting their careers, first-time head coaches, ex-players that are coaches. I've seen, you know, a lot of different examples of it. Even when my dad was coaching, I saw, you know, George Karl in his prime, Lenny Wilkins at the end of his career, Bruce Carter towards the end of his career. Like, everybody has a certain presence about them, or a certain way that they communicate, a certain temperament. But the best ones are able to just connect with the players the best, and be able to tell them the truth in a, you know, respectful manner, where you feel protected as a player, knowing your coach has your best interest, even if the answer is something you don't like. So yeah, there's no like set playbook for it. You have to be consistent. You have to be authentic and honest. And I think that's what the best coaches, you know, do the best. So Coach Kerr's an example of that. You know, Mark Jackson. Who did I have? Oh Lord, Keith Smart. There you go. Sorry. Yep. And Nelly. So like, just in terms of how different all four of those guys are, you can pick positives and negatives from everybody, all of them, but you know, they do it their own way. And again, the ones that connect with the players the best and are honest and truthful from the start have the best shot of being successful.
Great, thank you. Appreciate that.
Good stuff.